Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session at the Leadership Mind School. Good evening, our dear Leadership Mind School community. Wow. Welcome, 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 welcome. How has it been? How's your day been? Thank you for joining. Welcome, every one of you. Trust you are all doing well. Just a moment. All right. Welcome to our dear community. Mr. Best Ola, you are welcome. Thank you. Our TikTok viewers are doing well tonight. Welcome, every one of you. Thank you for joining my live session this evening. I remain your host, the lead facilitator at the Leadership Mind School. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, dear viewers. Thank you for joining this live session tonight. Tonight, we're having yet another very interesting topic on leadership. On leadership, I'm sure we are all set for yet another wonderful time tonight. So, if you are just joining, kindly notify me where you are streaming from. Just drop in the comment section. Tonight, we are live on Facebook. We are live on TikTok. We are live on X. We are live. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chef Lydia. Thank you for joining the session. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You are all welcome to this amazing time. You can join us on Facebook, on YouTube. Akele, you are welcome. You are welcome. Trisha, how are you? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you. Young Drizzy Lydia on YouTube. Thank you for joining this live session. Tonight, we are having yet another very interesting topic that is titled Accountability and Performance. Accountability and Performance. So, if you are excited to be here tonight, just let me see your level of excitement. Let's see how excited you are. Accountability and performance. Talking about accountability culture, the performance culture in leadership, how to drive results through responsibility. Okay, so for those of you that have been with us at the Leadership Mind School for a while now, you can drop in the comment section. Just give us a brief description of how your encounters have been. Just drop in the comment section. Let's see how you've been doing at the Leadership Mind School. The Leadership Mind School is an educational arm, a training institution that is poised to bridging the gap of leadership in our society. So our core emphasis is on leadership development, leadership training, leadership empowerment, because everything rise and fall on leadership. So Doreen Morin, I can see you on TikTok. Oh, thank you, Jeff. It's been good. So please ensure you share this live session, share it to your WhatsApp community, share it to your family, share it to your friends, tag someone you know that needs to connect to this amazing section tonight. It promises to be very brief, very brisk, and I'm sure within 50 minutes to 1 hour, tonight's session will be over so that we can attend to other things. Good evening once again. Thank you all for coming. It's been an amazing time with our very dear viewers. Every Saturdays, 8 p.m. Central European Time, we are always live on our social media platforms to share this knowledge and to raise a new generation of leaders for the good of humanity. And I can tell you, it's very, very clear, the evidence are abound everywhere that we are doing well, that people, David, you are welcome, Sarah, you are welcome, so that we are doing well and people are being blessed. So people are developing leadership capacity. You see, many people want results. Most people want results, but few people want to take responsibility. And the truth is very simple. Results are a product of responsibility. Where accountability is weak, listen to this, performance will always be low. Where accountability is weak, performance will always be low. Performance will always be low. So accountability is crucial to effective leadership. Accountability is crucial to effective leadership. So if you want to be a good leader, if you want to be an effective leader, you must be a leader that is given to accountability. Because without accountability, performance cannot be guaranteed. So please, before we go straight into the teaching, one more time, ensure you share the live to your community on your WhatsApp platforms, your various community groups. Tag someone that you know needs to get this level of information, and also do all you can to promote our page on Facebook, on YouTube, our YouTube channel, like, comment, TikTok. Just do everything to promote this live and give it more visibility so that more people can benefit from this knowledge that is open. I call it open learning to everyone that is interested. Once again, I appreciate you all that have been very consistent. I can see Omolara Diola, Trisha, Chigozie, Chef Lydia, a whole lot of you on across our social media platforms. So before the end of the session, I'll be running through the names that remain while we are still at it. Khalifa, everyone, thank you so much. So let's proceed. So the first objective of this teaching is very clear. It is to help you and I, to help leaders build the culture where responsibility begins to drive performance. You see, culture, Peter Drucker said that culture will always eat strategy for breakfast. That is, culture supersedes virtually everything. Culture. So tonight, we are going to help everyone. Remember at the Leadership Mind School, everyone is a leader. Everyone is seen as a leader. Everyone has the ability to lead. Because in any case, know it or not, you are leading somebody. You are leading somebody either from the home front, from your workplace, from your daily engagements. You are leading somebody either consciously or subconsciously. So, and this is the reason why we need to be fully equipped to lead with accountability. We need to be fully equipped to lead and lead with optimal performance. So we will be taught, everyone on the platform today will be taught on how to build a culture. Last week we talked about systems. We talked about structure. So this week, tonight, we'll be talking about helping you to build a culture where responsibility drives performance, and also where individuals are accountable. Accountability is key. If you don't want to be accountable, then you have no business at the table of leaders, where accountability is not just for effort, but for results. What results is your leadership providing? If you are not producing results as a leader, then your leadership needs to be reviewed and questioned. Many years ago, I have a mentor who said that leadership is not just about effort. It's good to make effort. In fact, then when those statements comes out, it always pinches me. It always tears up something inside me. I say, why will this man not recognize the efforts we are making? But in reality, no one celebrates efforts. Everyone celebrates results obtained. Am I correct? No one, not even you, will celebrate your efforts, but you will trumpet the results that you obtain as a result from your efforts made. So results cannot be overemphasized. So secondly, rather, you will be taught, all participants tonight will be taught about to learn the true meaning of accountability. Because what you don't know, you cannot outperform. What you don't know, you cannot outperform. You need to understand what is the true meaning. What's the essence of accountability? And lastly, how to build performance-driven culture. How to build performance-driven culture. Because if not until your performance is driven by a culture, there will be no stability. There will be no stability. Not until your performance is standing upon a structure. Like I said, culture is everything. Culture is everything. Culture is the way we do things, how we do it, and what we do. So that's why in mind re-engineering, in transformation of people, you must understand that, because you cannot deal with the people whose culture you are alien to. You cannot deal with the people whose culture you are not familiar with. So culture for me is everything. And also, we shall be taught on how to eliminate excuses and increase ownership. One big gap I've seen in leadership is the lack of ownership mentality. And listen, not until individuals within organizations, within leadership structures, begin to see themselves as place themselves in the ownership strata, the ownership level, that organization cannot fully maximize its potentials. So, for instance, today, between yesterday and today, within the week, specifically yesterday and today, I received lots of encouragement, lots of messages. Oh, sir, about these questions, and it proved one thing, that people are taking ownership. Nations that excel, one common denominator you will discover is the shared ownership of the leadership system, the shared ownership of the structure. People don't see leaders as them. People see leaders as us, as we. People don't see leaders don't see leadership as I, me. They see leadership as we, us. So I hope we got that very clear. So culture, like I said, is everything, but however, members, leaders, followers Everyone within the ecosystem must develop the ownership mentality for leadership to thrive. We've heard this phrase over time that a tree, or a statement, a tree cannot make a forest. A tree cannot make a forest. A tree does not make a forest. The more leaders that are built, the better for your organization. The more leaders that are developed, the better for your system. The more leaders that are built, the better for your nation. So we must develop the leadership, the ownership mentality for for your organizations to thrive, for your institution to thrive. Please note at this stage, I said earlier, okay, Musafi, thank you. See leadership as we, not I. Thank you for re-emphasizing that in the comment section. So, okay, Chioma said results are the main thing we celebrate. Exactly. And that is it. Because what is the essence of an effort without a result? So please ensure, if any statement, any quote resonates with you, please drop it in the comment section so that those that will have the privilege of watching this session after now can always reference to it. And please kindly let us get back to our groups, share this and tag someone. I can see just 5 persons. Thank you for the 5 persons on the TikTok. I appreciate you. I can see, oh, Florian, thank you for that gift on TikTok. I can see, think 3 on YouTube and 2 on Facebook. So let's get more in the room, and 2 persons on our X chat. So let's get more persons in the room. So share the live as we keep digging into this. For me, it doesn't matter who is here or not. The ability to impart knowledge is a joy. It's a privilege to me first. The ability to release what I have learned. You see, every day, someone asked earlier in the week, I said, how come some of these things you write virtually on? I said, because what? Virtually on a daily basis. I said, virtually every day I learn something. Virtually every day I unlearn, because why? I engage people from all walks of life. I have the privilege to be engaged, to have the level of engagement with what you call the high, the middle, the low of the society. So when you engage people with an open mind, it gives you a high level of knowledge, and it helps you to bridge the gap in whatever you do. So, and that is leadership. Thank you, Chef Lydia. So many people, like I said, want results. Don't forget this. Everybody wants results. You watching today, whatever you do, you want results. But few want to take responsibility. And leadership begins with responsibility. Leadership begins with responsibility. If you are unwilling to take responsibility for your leadership, you will be ill-equipped to lead. And this begins with seeking knowledge, seeking opportunity. Every opportunity to acquire knowledge should be a delight. Should be a delight for every leader, because no knowledge is a waste. In fact, something amazing happened within the week. Very remarkably amazing. Some contacts some persons that had done some things with way back between 14, 15 years ago, when it was time to reach out to them in the process of life within the week, it was necessary for them to be communicated. And it was a beautiful reunion. Because why? While we met in the journey on the course of life, our engagement was filled with performance and accountability. You see, I often tell people, I said, now within your circle of friends, your network of friends, maybe perhaps where you live, the organization you work, there is a very high possibility that within the next 10 years of your life, those within your circle today, within the next 10 years, you may be lucky, you may be fortunate to have one person within your circle after 10 years from now. But guess what? What you do with that circle today is what will determine how they will see you tomorrow. This is the reason why we must make the most of our relationship. We must make the most of our connections. Everyone, anyone that life brings you in contact with is for a purpose. It's for a purpose. I tell you the truth, it's for a purpose. Maintain as many relations. In fact, I was on a call with a very great personnel today, and it was just picked up close over 13 years of it, just picked up from there, and everyone was glad. And you know, when he asked of this person, I said, oh, look, based on principle, you have to let go. Yes, there are relationships you need to let go. It's part of accountability. There are people you need to let go. But don't forget, like I said, just do a mapping of your relationship, of your circle today. That is the painful reality. Out of 10 within your network today, in the next 10 years, just take a note, try it. In the next 10 years, by the time you return back, you may be fortunate to have one person still in that circle today. But guess what? You may lose contacts, you may not be in communication, but you can never lose the touch. You can never lose the truth. You can never lose how they related to you. This is the reason why leaders don't do things for the sake of today. They do things for the sake of tomorrow. Genuine leaders, true leaders, don't give in for the pressure of today. They don't satisfy the pleasure of today. They risk everything for the future that lies ahead of them. Your reality today, it's a direct outcome of your relationship yesterday. So at the Leadership Mind School, it's our duty to keep saying it the way it is, with strategy, with in-depth research, and also with the simplicity that will help everyone to adapt to this level of knowledge. Now, what is accountability? Because knowledge begins from definition. Accountability, simply put, it is the willingness to take ownership of your actions. It is to take ownership of your actions. Take ownership of your decisions. Thirdly, take on and outcomes without excuses. Few months ago, I taught at a location briefly on the course of the law of causes and effects. Causes and effects. CAUSES and effects. Now, accountability, what you don't want to be accountable for, please don't do it. What you cannot account for, please don't engage in doing it. The willingness, because accountability ought to be willingly. You see, when leaders struggle to be accountable, when leaders struggle to make themselves accountable, then that leadership is already questionable. So the willingness to take ownership of your actions, That is why even for we, the scriptural people, even God weighs actions. Though he weighs the intent of man, but also he weighs our actions. So decisions and outcomes. Now listen, where responsibility is absent, performance will be accidental. Where responsibility, those who fail to see, great leaders are responsible leaders. They not because they are perfect. I'm quick to tell people. Yes, I'm quick to tell people this. I said, look, stop seeking validation. Stop seeking perfection. Just do your thing. Develop, improve on it, and grow in it. Because nothing you will ever do that will ever be enough. There will always be somebody doing something nicer, but just keep doing your thing. But do it. Listen, no matter what you do. As a matter of life, if you even dismember yourself for someone, they will say you've not done enough. Nothing will do in this world is hardly enough, but do your thing. This is why where responsibility is absent, performance is accidental. So today's core teaching is about accountability. How prepared, lovely Benedict, thank you. How prepared are you to be accountable for your actions? How prepared are you to be accountable for your decisions? Because you see, leadership decisions does not only affect the leader. Leadership decisions, Osayentin, thank you for joining. Leadership decisions does not only affect the followers. Leadership decisions affect generations. This is why we can no longer afford to have self-centered leaders. We can no longer afford to promote and to project self-centered leadership. No. This is why in recent years, I've been advocating heavily for collective interests over and above self-interest. The biggest problem of the developing world, the third world nations, is just in that phrase, that statement. The over projection of self-interest over collective interest. And this is it. When we project our collective interest, our self-interest is covered. But when you project your self-interest, we lose our collective interest. And man, you as an individual, we are limited. We are limited. What you can do as a person is limited. But what we can do as a team, as a group, as an organization, as a nation is virtually and almost unlimited. So we must get this deep into our mindsets that each time you want to take a decision, please, this is a huge call to every one of us. Each time you want to take a decision, please weigh it. This decision, you see, habits begins with little decisions, little actions that forms habits. So you can begin, we can start. That when next you are about to take an action, you are about to take a decision, weigh it. Is this decision projecting self or collectivism? Because one person cannot be greater than everyone. One person cannot be greater than a whole community. One person cannot be bigger than a whole, no matter how big. That is why in Africa, we have the challenge of strong men over strong institutions. We have the challenge of big men. One person wants to be big so that every other person will be small. The mentality of king-slave leadership over and above the orientation of king and priesthood leadership. So let me throw this question to every one of you, and I'm sure you've been having a nice time, and I appreciate every one of you coming. Do not worry, we'll be recognizing everyone streaming with us on our various platforms in a short while. Please, do you take responsibility for outcomes, or you just explain them away? I want to get your responses now. How do you react to situations? Do you take responsibility? Do you take responsibility as an individual? Or before now, be honest with yourself. It will help you. It will help every one of us. So quickly, let's hit the comment section. Do you see yourself as someone who takes responsibility for actions? Yes, Smart Angel, I'm good. Queen Montana, thank you. Do you see yourself as someone who takes responsibility or someone who just explains them away? You see, some persons, the last thing they will ever do is to take responsibility for their actions. And responsibility taking, for me, is a great attribute of a great leader. So let me see your comment in the comment section. Drop in your comments. Are you known for taking responsibility, or you are known for shifting it? Quick, let's move. Yes, on TikTok, let's quickly just drop. My brother, thank you. I can see you, my brother, my neighbor here. Thank you, my chairman. God bless you. So do everything to promote this live session. Like it, gift it, do everything, and let's see. Okay, Musa Faith said, I want to read your comments now. So quickly drop in your comment the next 60 seconds so that I can read it. Musa Faith said, Omo, I take responsibility over every action. Thank you. Very, very good. Again, the question is, as a person, as an individual, before now, do you take responsibilities for your actions, or you explain them away? Let's quickly, yes, let's drop the comments. Good, Musa Faith. That is the spirit. Leaders take responsibility. As a matter of fact, leaders don't only take responsibility for their own action. They take responsibility for the actions of their followers. Because if the leaders, listen, when it is good, just like in families, when a child does well, the child belongs to the father, right? My pikin, my son, my daughter. But the moment the child does bad, Mama Montana, Mama Faith, you don't see your pikin? Can't you see your child? So that is it. You see, this culture, that's why I said earlier, these things are cultural things. These things are cultural things. It's almost in our culture to pass the buck. So we started it from family. We took it to community. Now we have taken it as our national flag, and we have even taken it global. Passing the buck never helps anyone, never helps any organization. But taking responsibility. In fact, any leader that can say, I am sorry, I'm wrong, is a great leader. You see, it may look demeaning. How can I stoop so low? How can I come and talk to these young ones? How can I be on the table? How can I discuss with these young ones? They are too small, they are too this, they are too that. It's because you don't understand leadership. It's because you don't understand leadership. You see, earlier in the week, you see, virtually most of my teachings and writings are from daily experience. sharing with a young man yesterday. I said, look, one knot out of a car engine can cause your car to knock engine. As tiny as a little knot is, the damage it can create on a vehicle can never be overemphasized. So let's move on. But I'm here to see. I asked the question, do you take responsibility or you explain them away? Okay, Smart Angel responded, I'm known for taking responsibility. In fact, I can attest to that. You and Faith, Musa Faith, I second that. Good. So let's move on. Yeah, Musa Faith said, I want to be reading your comments. As a leader, don't allow pride and ego to outshine you. You can say that again, Musa Faith. You see, these are the things that destroy leadership. Okay, Chioma said, yes, I take responsibility as an individual. When issues arise, I assess the situation, acknowledge my role, learn from it, and work towards a solution. Okay, good. Let me give you an instance that equally happened few weeks back. An encounter with a young person, as a matter of fact, a teenager, a mentee. I saw this teenager posted something that I felt was inappropriate of her age. And immediately I reached out to the elder one and said, look, caution this child, but do it with wisdom. But the issue was now escalated. And the young child said, uncle, but you saw this, you should have cautioned me first rather than reporting me. Immediately she said that, I said, wow, this child got wisdom. And for me, that was the truth. Immediately I said, well, I'm sorry for that. You see, I'm sorry cures a lot of frustrations. I'm sorry salvages a lot of situations. I said, you see, it's never easy to say sorry, but start practicing it. I said, I'm sorry. I said, yes, you were wrong. You didn't do well by that. But I also was wrong by not cautioning you first. And everything ended. Respect intact. The teenager learned something. And everything balanced. It would have been easy for me to say, who are you to be telling me what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done? How dare you? Do you know who I am? So that is it. I picked a lesson. I'm sure that the young teenager picked a lesson, and that is it. It doesn't take anything away from you. Rather, it increases your value. In fact, we are dwelling so much on this. Excited time. I planned for us to leave earlier because of some other engagements. So please invite someone. Let's share the link. Okay, good. The difference. This segment, we shall be dealing with the difference between activity and performance. As leaders, we need to know that activity does not equal to performance. It's good to be active. It's very, very good to be active in all you do. But what's the level of performance from your activity? Now, before clarifying on this point, let's look at what is activity. Activity is being busy. You are just busy. Someone that is always busy is active. It's always doing things. Is here, is there, is everywhere. He or she is everywhere. Activity means someone that is busy. It's always busy. It's good to be busy, but busy doing what? Okay, activity also means effort without measurement. The person is doing things, but you cannot measure what is being done, because anything you do must be weighed. What is the significance of what I'm doing? So activity also means motion without direction. Motion without direction. Everyone is moving. Lagos, Akwanga, Benin, everyone is moving, but what is it just to move? Motion activity is motion without direction. I'm sure you've seen some persons, they would say they are traveling. They are traveling. What are you going to do? No clear direction. I'm just going to Lagos. No motion without direction. So these are attributes, these are key attributes of activity. So now we are talking about the difference. So now we've been able to x-ray what activity means. Busy, effort without measurement, motion without direction. What is performance? Because the essence of this teaching is to move us. Because accountability, remember, accountability and performance culture is the key topic for today. So performance, because the goal of this teaching today is to optimize your performance. It's to make you to become a performer. And you can do it. You can do it. Those that are doing it are not better off. You see, today, in today's world, nobody wants to teach. I go online and say, hey, if you want to come to this class, you will pay this, you will do that, you will do that, you will do this. Everything is a monetized world today. But performance with accountability will always deliver dividends. Listen, anywhere you see a performer that is accountable, the dividends of performance will always rush in. So performance is doing things that are measurable, getting measurable results, doing things with intention, intentional execution. Intentional execution. That is performance. Doing things that has value. That is value-driven outputs. Value-driven outputs. That is performance. So you can see, it is not enough to be active. You are here, you are there, you are virtually everywhere. While it is good, but your activity must be channeled towards performance. I hope you got that. Your activity or our activity must be channeled towards performance for maximum delivery. For maximum delivery. Listen, effort without measurement is the key attribute of activity-driven leadership. Activity, let us do this, let us do. So what is the end result? This is why I tell you today, being busy is not the same as being productive. A lot of us are busy. Elvis Love, thank you for joining. A lot of us are busy doing one thing or the other, but we are not productive enough. And listen to this, there is a level you get to, your level of business, without productivity, that frustration will set in. When you are so busy doing things without productivity, frustration, that's what leads to frustration. Business activity does not produce performance if it is not well backed up with strategy. So being busy is not the same as being productive. Listen to this. Please, activity will make you feel productive. Activity will make you feel productive. But see it is performance that makes you valuable. Activity will make anyone to feel productive. But it is your performance that will make you valuable. Listen, People are looking after value. So, what is the value in you? My charge to every one of us today, please, in all you do, make yourself valuable. Make yourself valuable. Please type in the comment section that I am valuable. Just type it. Let me see. Just put an affirmation to that. I am valuable. I want to see that comment. Queen J, you're welcome. I am valuable. Type it in the comment section. I want to see that comment. I am valuable. Activity makes you feel productive. Please don't miss it. And it is very easy. You see, self-deception is the worst form of deception. And this is where most people who lie, those who are serial liars, who are professional liars, who are pathological liars, they lie to the point that they lie to themselves. And that's the point where humans become self-deceptive. That one is unable to even tell his or herself the difference between what is real and what is fake, between what is truth and what is a lie. So, in whatever you do, please, if this is the only thing you can take to heart today and run with it, I'm glad. Develop yourself to the point that you are valuable. It doesn't matter whether they like your face, whether they like your guts, your value will become your attraction. Your value will become your attraction. Again, I'm saying it, your value will become your attraction. Stop seeking for validation from men, but pursue value. Enhance your value. Increase your value. So, I want to throw another question to you. Uzoma, you are welcome. Are you focused on activity or results? Just do a quick review of your activity so far and be honest with yourself, like I always say. Are you focused, or have you been focused on activity or results? Thank you, Musa Faith. You are always responding to the questions. Stylist on TikTok, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for always being there. Uzoma, thank you. Everyone responding to this comment, I appreciate you. Okay, Merson says she's always focused on results. Yes, on results. All right, so stylist, thank you. You've been focusing on activity before now, but now your focus now is to shift from activity to results, because that is the game. That is the game changer. Okay, let's quickly run through. The second session for today is the culture of accountability. Accountability is the reality of leadership. Any leader that refuses to be accountable has failed from the beginning. This is why, again, you see in the Western world, in the developed world, accountability is a necessity. It's a must for leadership. You don't even have a choice on the matter. It's a necessity. The system keeps you accountable. It's automated. So accountability is the reality of leadership. So the culture of accountability. What is the first culture we shall be looking at? The signs of weak accountability. The signs of weak accountability. Please listen. The essence of learning, of teaching, is for development, for improvement. It's not for judgment. And I feel that the more we learn, the better we perform. The more we genuinely, truly learn, the better we truly and genuinely perform. So, number one sign of weak accountability is excuses. When leaders make excuses for their failures. When leaders make excuses rather than taking responsibility, that is the number one sign of weak accountability. When they say leaders are weak, go back and check. When they say a leader is weak, it means that leader is not accountable. Because accountability is strength. Accountability is strength. Lack of accountability is weakness. So if you are a person who is accountable, you have strength. If you are a leader that is accountable, you are strong. But if you are the one who cannot be accountable, you are weak. So number one is excuses. Secondly, blame shifting. Leadership is a call to responsibility. Not just taking responsibility for your own actions, like we said earlier, for your own decision, but taking responsibility for the outcome of your team. Taking responsibility for the outcome of those under your followership. Because a leader is a shield. A leader is a coverer. A leader is a defender. Blame shifting. So next time you find yourself in a situation of giving excuses, take responsibility. Each time you see yourself trying to shift blame, take responsibility. Joseph Moye, thank you. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Because none of this has ever helped. They've always demeaned, debased leadership, brought leadership to its knees. Because a leader that has weak accountability is a leader that will be broken. It's a leader that will be broken. So I said, number one sign of weak accountability, excuses. Secondly, blame shifting. Thirdly, missed deadlines. Deadlines. You see, now as leaders, leaders are programmers. They are projectors. They do everything timeously. Everything is well structured. Everything is well planned. A good leader builds systems, and a bad leader destroys systems. You see, when it comes to the subject of leadership, it's not a subject where you pamper people, because a leader is in control of destinies. A leader, I said it earlier, one leadership decision can truncate a generation. One leadership decision can destroy a generation. Same way, one person's decision in a family can ruin the family. One person's decision in a family can uplift the family. So it's all about leadership. So missed deadlines. When you give people tasks, are they conscious? Are they conscious of deadlines, of the timelines? Do you need to always remind them? Do they always meet deadline, or they always beat it? So these are signs of weak leadership. Lastly, on the sign of weak leadership is lack of ownership. Lack of ownership. Sometimes, sincerely, I'm amazed with the community we are building. You know, some people have a way they measure growth, but the connection I have with these great minds, it doesn't matter your status in life, it doesn't matter. Just be available. It's the spirit of ownership that I can see. Sometimes you see even the daily write-up on our Facebook that I do virtually daily for over 6 months now. Yes, over 6 months now. You know, once I miss the time, sometimes I get notification from someone for sir, you have not posted. I say, okay, okay, either something happened, I forgot, or I've done it, perhaps. You see, ownership. I think in my leadership journey, this ownership mentality has helped me a lot. And I want you to buy into it, please. Buy into it. Buy into it. Develop the ownership mentality. Anywhere you are, take ownership. They will call you all sort of names. You are too forward. We know how to talk very well where we are coming from. Over Sabi and in Sabi pass. I'm sure you can relate. If you can relate with anything, you can engage me in the comment section. Over Sabi, no pass. No, just do your thing. Do your thing. Keep doing your thing. Because why? Yes, I too know. Thank you, stylist. He too know. She too know. No, keep to know is what will take you to your own place. To know. Listen, most people at the top today, they didn't just emerge at the top. There's a process that took them to the top. And if leaders can be genuine with themselves, with their story, oftentimes they encountered some of these accusations within systems and networks. Hey, it too sabi, it too know, ITK, this one, that one. But you shake it off. You shake it off and move forward. You shake it off and move forward, because a leader does not listen to every distraction. A leader does not listen to every distraction. So please take ownership. Where people don't take ownership, again, is a huge sign of weak accountability. So now let's look at the signs of strong accountability. I'm sure we are getting accountable leaders from tonight, and I will begin to see it in our engagement going forward. Thank you. So what are the signs of strong accountability? Number one is ownership mentality. Thank you, stylist. Ownership mindset. Listen, until your mindset is changed, your life cannot be set. Until your mindset is changed, is transformed, is renewed, your leadership positioning may still be far off. Leadership mindset is the ownership mindset. This page is not yours, but you are on your head. Where you are working is not yours, but you are always turning up. You are always showing up. You are always there. You are always the number one. You are always at the top. You are always saying something. Ownership. You see, why most people don't advance within the leadership ecosystem is because of lack of ownership mentality. Hey, not their own. It is them. No, it is us. It is we. See, why it will be practically impossible for any nation. Yes, Musafi, let me read your comment. I can see that. Yes, take ownership, especially me. If I am in a place, I take ownership. If you like, call me I too know, I too sabi, or even over sabi, or Johnny just come. I know saying though, I take ownership regardless. Yes, I can't lie. I have that ownership mindset. Oh, I take ownership regardless. Yes, listen, the world is not looking for liabilities. No, they are looking for those who are able to take ownership. The world is not looking for liabilities, because if you accommodate liability for too long, you too will become a liability. Someone that is a liability today should not remain a liability tomorrow. That is why knowledge is important. Thank you for the TikTok gift. Thank you for everyone following and sending all the message. Much love from me. So we must develop this ownership. I don't know how to even do this, but it has to get into us, because it's not about them, it's always about us. When COVID-19 came, it ravaged the whole world. Everyone, both the rich, the middle class, the poor, everyone felt the impact. Because why? We are not in this world alone. We are connected together. And there is a reason, there is a purpose for that connection. So we must take ownership. Please develop ownership mindset. Second attribute of how to understand the signs of strong accountability is having clear expectations. What's your clear expectation what's your expectation within the organization? What's the expectation within the structure? So expectations must be clear. It must not be ambiguous. It must be concise. It must be very clear. Everyone must know who is to do what, when is this to be done, what is the timeline, what is the duration. So expectation, one of the things that causes crisis, especially again in the developing world, is lack of clear expectations. People go into jobs without not even knowing what to expect, not even knowing what they are to do. People go into relationship without clear expectations. Thirdly, consistent delivery. Somebody is always delivering on his or her responsibility. It's a sign of strong accountability. Someone that is always taking responsibility for outcomes is a sign, is a huge leadership sign. You see, within this community, there are persons that I can personally go all out for to source opportunities for, because why? Their leadership have been tested, have been trusted within their level. All of these attributes have been showing, and it is my expectation that it continues to show. Taking responsibility for outcomes. It doesn't begin in a day. It's a continuous process. This is why I always say this, that culture. Thank you for the gift on TikTok. Thank you, the TikTok family. You are doing amazingly well. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Culture is not what you say, it is what you tolerate. You see, this is why, as leaders and as individuals, we must be careful. We must be conscious of what we tolerate. We must be very interested in what we before recent time now, I tolerate people a lot. As a matter of fact, I said to myself that I can manage anyone, I can be with anyone, I can manage anyone. But over time, I begin to understand that what you permit becomes culture. What you permit becomes culture. And your culture will determine your reality. Your culture will determine your reality. So what you tolerate becomes your culture. It becomes your culture. So we must understand this, that culture is not what you say, it is what you tolerate. So my question now, please, I need everyone to, Seraphine, you are welcome. I'm not seeing your comments. Kelvin, you are welcome. So I'm throwing this question open to every one of us now. What behaviors are you currently tolerating within your organization? What behaviors are you currently tolerating within your organization, within your system, within your network? Yes. Doreen, are you there? Musa Faith, are you there? Stylist, let me see who is the first to respond to this question. I want to see and acknowledge and read your response. So what behavior are you currently tolerating within your life, within your system? Lateness. Okay, stylist, yes, lateness. Okay. So you've responded TikTok. I've gotten a response from TikTok, lateness. So our YouTube family, Facebook and X, please send in your responses. So what behaviors are you currently tolerating? Now, this next session, we shall be dealing on why people, some of my boys come late to work. Good, so deal with it and draw the line for them. Because if you continue to permit that lateness, it becomes a culture. It becomes a culture. Mr. Nwankwo, you are welcome. It becomes a culture that after now. So let's proceed. Why people avoid accountability? I think this is very, very interesting. Why people avoid accountability? What are the key reasons? If accountability is this crucial, is this important, then why are people avoiding it? I think it's a very good question. Why are people avoiding it? Why are people not being accountable? Number one is the fear of failure. People fear failure more than success. And I tell you, if you fear failure more than success, you have failed. That's the beginning of failure. So, success. When you fear failure, then you have failed. So people, if I give accountability, if I'm accountable now, won't I fail? Won't they see me like this? Won't they see me like that? Mindset. Another reason why people avoid accountability is because of lack of clarity, lack of understanding. When you understand that being accountability is strength, accountability is power, and lack of accountability is weakness. When you have this understanding, you will not have any reason not to be excited with opportunity to be accountable or with opportunity to give account of your stewardship. Yes. Thank you, one. Because success is when you fear failure, then you have failed. So, weak leadership is another reason why people avoid accountability. When leaders are weak, they would not, because accountability, I said earlier, is strength, and lack of accountability is weakness. Is weakness. So weak leadership always avoid accountability. They don't even want to hear it. When you mention accountability, something stirs up inside them. So another reason why people avoid accountability is absence of consequences. The absence of consequences, because the system have been so designed that leaders can choose either to be accountable or not. And this is why at the Leadership Mind School, we cross-pollinate two systems. We always try to look at the developing world and the developed world. And I said earlier in this teaching that the developed world The system gives room to accountability. As a matter of fact, you don't even have a choice. You don't even have a choice than to be accountable because it's a systemic thing. This is why most of us within the leadership ecosystem believe that part of the challenges of Africa is lack of equitable systems, lack of accountability, systems that keeps leaders accountable, systems that compels leaders to be accountable. So consequences are unknown. So listen, people will always perform better. People will always perform better when expectations are clear. Florentia, you are welcome, Abins. People will always perform better when consequences are known. You see, like in Asia, I think Japan and the rest, and some parts, they know that once you are mentioned for corruption, it's not even you are passing one tribunal. No, you are gone. You are gone. Your life is gone. So accountability is strength. Consequences are known. People will perform better when consequences are known. When people know that I can do whatever I want to do and get away with it, then they will not have any reason to do what is right. They will not be compelled to do what is justifiable. They will not be compelled to do what is justifiable. Because in our days today, people live as if to say they lack conscience. People are already drained of conscience. I said to someone yesterday, I said, listen, you can lie to yourself. Okay, today, yes, you can lie to yourself, but you cannot lie to your conscience. Because the conscience of man is the man's reality. One of my mentors said that the conscience is the policeman of every human being. You can lie to the law enforcement agent, you can lie to anyone, but you cannot lie to yourself. As a matter of fact, even if you lie to yourself, you can't lie to your conscience because that is your police, the policeman inside. So people perform better when standards are enforced. When standards are enforced. You can't beat the standards. When standards, you can't go below the standards. You can't cut corners. No, you can't, because things are well defined. Things are clear. Listen, clarity creates responsibility. When things are clear, for instance, in our country, in Africa, people don't even understand what's going on in leadership. So nothing is clear. It's all just, how did they call it? A bala blue. It's just all blue. People don't understand. So things are not clear. And clarity is what creates responsibility. And responsibility is what drives performance. Just imagine where everyone is taking responsibility for his or her assignment, then the system will be, the performance within the system will be optimized. Everyone will know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. In conclusion, thank you, Choma. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Musafi. Thank you, everyone. In conclusion, we shall be looking at how to build a performance culture. Building a performance culture. Listen, culture is everything. Culture. That's why Peter Drucker said, culture will always eat up the best of strategy. No matter how you strategize, no matter how you strategize, if you are within a wrong culture, a negative culture, your strategy will be choked. Look at it. We see some, permit me with all due respect to all our viewers across the world and anyone that may come across this video. You see average minds, people that are even in the lower rung of the society in Africa. But by the time this same person moves to Europe, to America, to the developed world, they are able to bridge up. They are able to bridge up. Why? Why? Culture. They move from a negative culture to a positive culture. And that culture begins to influence them for performance. For performance. So that is it. It's just like putting a good seed, a very good seed, in a bad soil. No matter how good that seed is, it can't perform. But you can put an average seed in a very fertile soil. That seed will yield. Am I correct? That seed will yield. So that is a picture of culture. That is the picture of culture. So building a performance culture is crucial to our leadership system. Because listen, what you don't build, you cannot really own. What you don't build, you cannot own. Building does not necessarily mean you must start, but be part of it. Be part of what is being built. So how do you set performance culture? By setting clear expectations. What are my expectations in this venture? What's my expectation in this organization? Now, listen. Define what success looks like to you. I believe that success means many things to different persons. For someone else, success is about having more money and everything. For someone else, success is just having enough to meet their needs. So success means different things to different persons. So you must define, you must have a clear definition of what success means, success looks like to you. Because what you don't define, you cannot refine. What you don't define, you cannot refine. What you don't define, you cannot rate. Listen, what you don't define, you cannot measure. What you don't define, you cannot reward. What you don't define, you cannot address. Performance always improves. Thank you, Chinyere. Thank you. I can see you on TikTok. Performance always improves when expectations are enforced. Performance are always improve when your expectations are enforced. A culture without accountability will never produce excellence. A culture without accountability will never produce excellence. Is excellence your desire? Then promote a culture of accountability and performance. Like I said earlier, I will repeat. Culture is everything. Without culture, the best of strategy cannot stand. Listen to this again. If you want better results, please stop managing efforts. Thank you, Chinyere. Culture is my heritage on TikTok. Thank you. If you want better results, stop managing efforts. Start managing responsibility. Start managing responsibility. Because responsibility is the true key to effective leadership. Leaders take responsibility. They don't shift blame. They don't pass the buck. They take ownership. That is why somebody can be a steward and be a leader. Somebody can be a junior staff and be a leader. Somebody can even be a gateman, a security guard and be a leader. Leadership, in the sense of the Leadership Mind School, is not positional. It is responsibility. Leadership, from our standpoint, is not by virtue of age, is by virtue of decisions. Is by the responsibilities you take, you undertake. It is by the choices you make. It is by what you stand for. It is by the principles you build. Listen, finally, in this conclusion notes, high performance begins where excuses end. Do you want to be a high performer? Please stop giving excuses for failures. I will close with this. Leaders take responsibility, not only for their actions, not only for their inactions, not only for their decisions, but for the actions and the decisions of their team. When you see a leader shifting the blame, not taking responsibility, not willing to come to the table for discussion, then that leadership is questionable. So, above all, I appreciate you all for joining this live session once again. I thank you, love you all. Be reminded that every Saturday, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 8 p.m. Central European time, we are always live on our media platforms. Do ensure that you share this live session to someone within your community. Encourage people to watch. Share it on different WhatsApp group, your Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Just let people know what we do. I'm so glad to receive your emails, your comments. They've been very refreshing. They've been very inspirational, and I'm encouraged by them. The truth is, we are all born and created to lead, because know it, take it or leave it, you are leading somebody, and you are a leader of not just yourself, of people around you, and you cannot afford to fail. Thank you. Love you all. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the evening and have a blessed Sunday as we look forward to a new month, the month of June, the middle of the year, which will be your winning month, your winning season. Thank you, and God bless you all.